He exists. And believing that if you eagerly and diligently seek Him, He will reward you. Would you turn to Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 13. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Faith, the second part of faith is to eagerly seek the Lord. And here in Jeremiah it says, if you seek me, you will find me when you seek me. This sounds like hide and go seek, doesn't it? There's another, for the next verse, 14 says, I will be found by you.
What do you think? I could turn it on.
I used to love hide and go seek when I was a kid.
Put me on, please.
I don't know. Based on this verse and projected through my experience, I sense that the Lord loves for me to seek after Him like I did as a kid.
Was it on there again? You got it fixed. Can't you?
Sometime when my marriage gets a little bit boring, this seeking after is really fun. Sure. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit upset. And here it comes the, oh, Paul God, seek, I love you. I'm just but I'm pretending I'm not getting in here because I was more. And so help me, I think, just a little bit. You love. For us to seek Him. If you seek me, you will find me. If you seek me with all your heart, then He makes a statement. I will be found. That's good.
That's Richard Size stuck in the
That's
background.
what it is. It's a faith. It's not good enough just to believe that He exists or that He lives. There is a thing about seeking Him eagerly and diligently with your heart. That's part of the ingredients of faith. I spend an hour here just laying, and sometimes when I walk in, ooh, here He is, oh, son. Sometimes I come in, and my mind goes racing around, and I have to guard my mind and take my mind to seeking Him, and then all of a sudden, whoop, here He is. Oh, I think He likes it. I'm going to stay here until I find you. I think that just pleases Him. How do you have radical faith? Do you have extreme faith? What does that mean? That means you have to seek Him, and it means you have to know that He is. Go after Him with faith. Praise the Lord! Okay, let's go back to Moses. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 27. By faith, Moses left Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He persevered because he saw Him who is invisible. Death seems to be the ultimate test of our faith. Moses had a choice. He had a choice to face the anger of Pharaoh and risk death. I mean, he was going into Pharaoh's faith, or to trust and obey God. Though he could see Egypt's chariots and seasoned warriors, and he could not see God, he had faith because he chose to risk death and persevere in God. Death is the ultimate test of your faith. How much faith do you have in God? Is it radical? Is it sure-footed? I will not be persuaded otherwise. Me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. I will do what's right. I will conquer sin in my life. I will be obedient. How much faith? Oh, this is faith. How much faith do you have? Daniel chapter 3, verse 17. King Nebuchadnezzar had built a statue of himself, which I find very interesting because he was in Iraq. He was the president of Iraq, and he had this huge statue of himself. And he passed a law saying you have to bow your knee. Everyone in this nation has to bow their knee to this statue. And if you choose not to, if you rebel against this law, then I will put you to death by burning. So you got 3 young bucks, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And they are faced with this exercise of faith. Do you believe he exists, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Will you seek him with all your heart? What happens when you have to renounce your faith in order to stay alive? Where's your faith? Where are you going to land? This is radical extreme. When I ran across this verse a long time ago, it just spoke to me so much, and this is it. He said, we're not going to do it. And we are not going to renounce the Lord by bowing before your stupid statue. And he said, we are thrown into the blazing furnace. The God we serve is able to save us from it. Isn't it a tremendous statement? He doesn't want us to die by flames. There's nothing he can do. We won't. And if we do die, it's not because he was not able to stop it. We are putting our trust in the Lord, our life in the Lord. Wherever he chooses goes. But I want you to know that we are not going to bow. But even if he does not, we want you to know, King Nebuchadnezzar, that we will not serve your God. We will not worship the image of gold that you have set up. Isn't that radical faith? I believe God, I believe he exists, I believe he can prevent me from being burned up, and he did. But at the end of the day, I am going to serve the Lord. I can't see him, but I have faith in him, and I will serve him. Well, nothing happened. That's radical faith. How strong is your faith? How radical is your faith? The Bible is filled with examples of heroes of the faith who chose God over physical life. I love Job's statement. Job chapter 13 verse 15 says, though he slay me, yet will I hope in him. Isn't that a good statement? And at the end of the Bible, this goes right up to the very end. In Revelation 12:11, there's a verse that says, they overcame him, Satan, by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. Listen. They did not love their lives so much as to shrink from death.